Please subscribe, like, and comment.
All right, welcome back everyone for another deep dive into crypto.
Yeah, always exciting times.
It really is, especially with these articles we have today from PYMNTS, Bloomberg, and Globe Newswire.
Oh, yeah. A lot going on.
Yeah, regulations, market trends, the whole shebang.
The whole thing.
So we're going to be exploring kind of how the crypto landscape is shifting.
For sure.
And what it means for all of us, really, from the big institutions to, everyday people like you listening in.
Right.
So let's jump right in and let's talk about the SEC.
Okay.
Because there's some news that they might be getting rid of, axing really, their own proposal.
Oh, wow.
About these requirements for crypto custodians, like who can actually hold people's crypto assets.
Interesting.
And this, the initial idea was to really make sure that everyone's crypto is safe, especially if, like, the company holding it, the custodian, goes belly up bankrupt.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
But this article from PYMNTS is suggesting that, under the new acting chair at the SEC, they might be kind of changing direction a little bit.
Well, I mean, that initial proposal, it came after the whole FTX meltdown.
Oh, yeah.
And that really, I think, shook a lot of people's confidence in crypto.
Definitely.
And I think regulators are still trying to figure out how to prevent that kind of thing from happening again, So this potential shift, I think, is really interesting because it seems like the SEC might be moving towards, like, a more, I don't know.
Accommodating.
Yeah, accommodating approach. Yeah, exactly.
So are they going soft on crypto then?
Well, I don't know if I'd say soft. I think it's more about finding a balance, right? Between protecting investors, which is obviously important, but also allowing for innovation to happen.
Right.
You don't want to stifle the whole industry.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a tightrope walk.
Definitely.
But I think this move could signal a more, I guess, crypto-friendly era, at least, in the U.S. for now.
But wouldn't that be a little risky?
I mean, there's always risk involved.
Yeah.
I think that's the whole debate, right?
Yeah.
How much should the government be involved in a new and evolving market like crypto?
Yeah. How much control should they have?
Exactly, because too much oversight.
Right.
Could really slow things down, prevent innovation.
But too little could lead to, like we saw with FTX.
Yeah, more opportunities for, bad actors, fraud, all that stuff.
Yeah, that's true. It's a tough one.
It is. And it seems like the SEC is really trying to, I don't know, thread that needle very carefully.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
And, it makes me think about how different things are in Europe, for example.
Oh, interesting. How so?
Well, Bloomberg is reporting that OKX, which is a big crypto exchange, they actually had to suspend one of their DeFi services.
Oh, wow.
Because the EU regulators were basically breathing down their necks.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like they're taking a much stricter stance, especially when it comes to DeFi.
Decentralized finance, right?
Yeah, exactly. Which, for anyone who's not familiar, is basically trying to create this whole financial system.
Right.
That bypasses traditional intermediaries like banks.
Oh, so it's like cutting out the middleman.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, kind of like a Wild West of finance.
Yeah, without the cowboys and saloons.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's super exciting and innovative.
Yeah.
But of course, it raises a lot of questions about security, transparency,
And regulation, of course.
Regulation, exactly. And, speaking of which, the article mentions that OKX's DeFi service was allegedly used by hackers to launder funds.
Oh, no.
That were stolen from another exchange called Bybit.
That doesn't look good for DeFi.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't help their case.
No, it gives the regulators more reasons to crack down.
Right.
It's fuel to the fire.
So are they trying to shut down DeFi entirely?
Well, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think they're more focused on bringing it within the existing regulatory framework.
So like taming the Wild West a little bit? Exactly, yeah. Bringing some law and order to the frontier.
And it's fascinating to see, how these events are shaping the future of finance.
Yeah.
Both here in the U.S. and abroad.
For sure.
But for the average investor, it can be a bit overwhelming to keep up with all these changes.
Absolutely. It's a lot to take in.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is. But I think that's why it's so important to focus on the fundamentals,
Yeah.
Really understanding the technology, the risks, and the potential rewards.
For sure.
And not being afraid to, ask questions.
Right. And speaking of questions.
Yeah.
There's this one platform, BexBack.
Okay.
And they're making some pretty, unbelievable offers, I guess you could.
Oh, really? Like what?
Okay, so they're promising 100x leverage trading.
Okay.
A 100% deposit bonus, a $50 welcome bonus, and no KYC requirement.
Wow.
That's a lot. And to be honest, it makes me a little uneasy.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to be cautious.
Yeah.
Well, let's start with leverage. Imagine you're, let's say, borrowing money to buy a house.
Right.
You put down a small amount of your own money, and the bank lends you the rest.
Right.
If the value of the house goes up, you make a bigger profit, right?
Right.
Because you control this larger asset.
Yeah.
But if it goes down, well, you lose more too.
Oh.
Leverage in trading works in a similar way.
So with BexBack offering 100x leverage,
Yeah.
I could control a much larger position, but with just a tiny bit of my own money.
Exactly. Yeah.
That sounds tempting, but also really terrifying.
Yeah. The potential for gains is huge, but so is the risk.
Yeah.
Let's say, just for example, Bitcoin is trading at, I don't know, $50,000.
Okay.
With 100x leverage, you could control $5 million worth of Bitcoin.
Wow.
With just $50,000 of your own capital.
Okay.
Now, if Bitcoin goes up just 1%, you double your money.
Wow.
But if it drops by 1%, you lose everything.
Oh, okay. That's a gamble I'm not sure I'm ready to take.
Right.
What about these bonuses they're offering, though?
Yeah, well, bonuses can be a way to attract new users, of course.
Right.
But they often come with certain conditions.
Like what?
Well, you might need to trade a certain volume, for example.
Oh, yeah.
Or hold your deposit for a specific period of time to actually access those bonus funds.
Right.
So it's always important to, read the fine print carefully.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's this whole no KYC thing.
Right. KYC, know your customer.
Yeah.
It's basically identity verification, right?
Yeah.
Most financial institutions require it to help prevent money laundering and, other illegal activities.
Right.
So BexBack skipping this step seems like, well, it's a red flag to me.
Yeah, for sure.
It does raise some concerns.
It does.
I mean, while some people might appreciate the anonymity.
Right, the privacy.
Yeah, exactly. It also makes it easier for, criminals to use the platform.
That's true.
Legitimate businesses, they usually comply with KYC regulations.
Right.
They want to know who they're dealing with.
Yeah. Okay, so bottom line, what's the verdict on BexBack? Should I just steer clear?
I mean, there's no easy answer.
Right.
It really depends on your own, risk tolerance and your understanding of how the platform works.
Yeah.
But, remember that old saying?
What the?
If something sounds too good to be true,
Yeah.
it probably is.
Right.
Always do your research, read reviews,
Yeah.
and just be wary of those promises of easy money.
That's good advice. Yeah. It all comes back to staying informed and really thinking critically.
Absolutely.
The crypto world is full of, amazing opportunities.
Oh, yeah.
But it also has its fair share of potential pitfalls.
Sure.
It's a bit like navigating a jungle,
I like that, yeah.
It's exciting, full of potential,
Mm-hmm.
but you really got to watch your step.
You do. You do.
I feel like we've, just barely scratched the surface here.
Yeah, there's so much happening in the crypto world, it's hard to even know where to begin sometimes.
It really is. So for someone who's, maybe just starting to explore crypto, what advice would you give them? What are some of the most important things to keep in mind?
Well, I'd say, start with education.
Okay.
Learn about the underlying technology, how blockchain works,
Right.
the different types of cryptocurrencies that are out there,
Yeah.
and, the risks involved.
Sure.
There are tons of resources online,
Oh, yeah.
articles, videos, podcasts like this one.
Great point. And, don't be afraid to reach out to other people in the community.
Yeah, absolutely. Crypto enthusiasts are generally very welcoming
Yeah.
and, happy to share their knowledge.
Mm-hmm. So as you're learning, what would you recommend? Like, how should they approach it?
Well, start small.
Okay.
Don't invest more than you can afford to lose, obviously.
Right.
Treat it like an experiment,
Okay.
a way to learn by doing.
Yeah, like dipping your toes in the water before jumping in head first.
Exactly. And there's no shame in taking your time. This isn't a race or anything.
Yeah.
It's a journey.
It is. It really is. And as you gain more experience, you'll figure out,
Yeah.
your own risk tolerance,
For sure.
your own investment strategy.
Exactly, because what works for one person
Right.
might not work for another.
It's all about finding what suits you best.
Absolutely.
And, we've talked a lot about regulation and risk,
Mm-hmm.
but let's not forget about the huge potential here.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, crypto is really pushing the boundaries of finance and technology.
Yeah, it's creating some incredible opportunities.
It's a paradigm shift, really.
It is. We're seeing this emergence of a whole new financial system.
Yeah.
One that's, more transparent, accessible, efficient.
It's pretty exciting to think about the possibilities.
It really is.
That's what I love about this space. There's this sense of possibility, of building something new and better.
It's not just about making money. It's about being part of a movement.
It really is.
That's changing the world.
And like any movement, there are going to be challenges along the way.
Oh, absolutely.
Setbacks.
Yeah, but the potential rewards are huge.
They are, both, financially and societally.
For sure.
Well, I think it's safe to say we've only just begun to explore the depths of the crypto ocean here.
We've just gotten our feet wet.
Exactly. And this deep dive has given us, a little glimpse of the currents and tides that are shaping this exciting new world.
And remember, it's constantly evolving.
It is.
So stay curious, stay informed, and most importantly, enjoy the ride.
I love that. Great advice. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everyone.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
We hope you learned something new, got you thinking a little bit.
Definitely.
And until next time, happy exploring.
Happy explore.
Please subscribe, like, and comment.